Howdy folks, it's Diecast Buffet here again, and it's time for another NASCAR Diecast review, or in this case, a showcase, really. Here it is, folks. If you just got done watching the NASCAR Duralast Cup Series race at Bristol, you would know that Ryan Blaney just won, and yes, folks, I did make the race-winning diecast. So here it is, my first true race-winning diecast, and I mean, you maybe the second, but as far as damaged race-winning diecast, my first one, and absolutely, this one, let me tell you folks, this one was so much fun to create. I mean, it was just a blast. I mean, first off, you can clearly see the left rear is all cut up. It's all cut up, torn up. The rubber from the tire blowout, it's just all over the back of the car. A little bit over here on the side too. Tire is really blown up there. It's tore up. And then this side is blown up too, but it's not as bad. You know, it's a little bit jagged, as you can kind of see there. A little bit damaged, but that one's blown out. And then around the car, there is some, like, you know, small little scrapes here and there. Because I mean, this is at Bristol, you know. I can imagine this car just running the high line at Bristol, just barely off the wall, you know, just getting all up there at the top of the track. All the rubber is just getting all that dust and dirt on this thing. And speaking of the wall, this this side did get the wall as well. As you can, I tried to mimic how real Cup cars get in the wall as best as I could. How, like, you know, it looks like it's more like a flat side. Like, you can't tell me that does not look flat. Like that looks pretty close to a flat in terms of, you know, actual looks of the race car. That looks pretty flat in my opinion. And the right rear corner is, you know, it's beat up, like he was just barely tagging the wall, you know, as he was going. And of course, if you notice, the Goodyear is rubbed off the tires, because when I was designing this car, I was thinking that it's late in the going. He's pushing the car as hard as he can to outrun, you know, the guys behind him, and he gets in the wall late in the race, kind of, you know, tears up the side of the car a little bit, but he still keeps, you know, it still keeps it good. The tires don't blow out, and he brings it on home to get his first NASCAR Duralast Cup Series win. And, you know, the rest is history. I also added some like fade to the wheels, the rims. Like over here, it's got, you know, the rubber. It's kind of built on there, and that too. But over here in the front, mainly is brake dust. That's what I was wanting, is like a brake dust look. You know, because it is Bristol. You know, you are using some brakes, and you're going around that track a whole lot. So I was wanting some kind of like a brake dust kind of look. I don't know how authentic that would look, but I just went for it because it is bright white rims, so anything would show up on it compared to your normal black wheels. And then we outfitted the whole car with a custom interior, custom painted interior with custom details inside it. If you can see it right here, right above my right thumbnail, you can see there is some slight detailing there. I added in some like silver and stuff, and some like a red. So it's like the wires and stuff like that, basically. Shout out to McMurray Collector for that idea, by the way. He's the one that actually, you know, made it look like this. I did something really similar, I think. Let me get my 78 car out. So I did something similar here to what he did. See, on the left, that was my original idea, was to do it like that. But on the right side, that was McMurray Collector's idea there. So that's something really cool. You know, as you build these diecasts, you get inspiration, you get ideas from one another, and you can make your cars better as you go along. That's what's so cool about the diecast community, and that's what makes me so proud to be a part of it. You know, a lot of people in this community has welcomed me with open arms, and, you know, race day 2011, he absolutely, you know, has let me join the community with complete open arms. I mean, when I was at like 10 subscribers, he was like noticing me, which is really humbling and really cool. So there's a lot of cool people in the community. You just gotta you gotta talk to them, you know. But back to the diecast. Of course, it's got, you know, confetti all over this thing, as it's a race-winning car. I can just imagine this thing, you know, he just does a massive burnout, blows the tire out right. He's got steam spewing out of this thing. He just pulls into victory lane, jumps out, hooting and hollering. You know, Team Penske's first win in the NASCAR Dirt Ice Cup Series. And if I could have done something on the hood to like mimic, like, you know, steamers, I would have done it. But yeah, I can just imagine like he just absolutely clocking the motor and just blowing out the tires in this thing, just burning it down. But this car is just so beat up, but I wanted it. I thought about adding some tape to the front, but I was like, there's no damage on the front, why should I? Like, if I, maybe in a future car, possibly I could like dent it or something, or like maybe, I don't know, drill a hole or something, like a super fine hole. I don't know. There's some ideas I might do in the future for some of these builds and actually put tape over it, but nonetheless, this diecast, man, I am so proud of it, you know. I am so proud of it. It's not perfect at all. This is my first true damaged diecast, and the back left rear, like, as you can see, like where the white is, you can kind of see the rim is like chipped. You can see right there how it's like, it's broken, and that's unfortunate, but it's, you know, it's because it was my first thing. I didn't know what I was really doing, trying to like learn how the tires kind of like just shred apart essentially with the, you know, the plastic and stuff. I was having to kind of learn on the fly, and I eventually did, and sure enough, I think it looks really good. Yeah, I'm really proud of this diecast, and I added a little bit of shading onto the Goodyear logos as well, because I wanted, you know, I wanted something to kind of resemble, you know, more dirt. I don't want like bright yellow Goodyear logos. I wanted something a little bit darker because it made sense as this car is supposed to be filthy. That's what I want. I want a filthy looking diecast that survived Bristol just barely. You know, another thing that's really cool is that this little spot over here, it's like it's rough, but it feels smooth, which is really weird, and it makes it feel like this was actually printed or made on the car itself, like it's protected by clear coat, which I think that's really cool. That's what it feels like. I don't think it is, but it feels smooth, which I like. I did a whole bunch of shading work all down the side, all over the car. I did a lot of shading. I try to make this thing look like the most beat up, battered Bristol diecast I can imagine. I mean, of course, you know, I could have added more stuff. I could have added some nose damage stuff, so it's not completely battered, but I wanted to make it look like this diecast like was just absolutely just rimroad around the top of the track, you know, just completely just all out, you know, Ryan Blaney just just all out, balls out, trying to win at Bristol, and that's what happened. You know, he had a really good car at Race 6, Bristol Motor Speedway, the Irwin Tools 250, picking up his first win. And, you know, seeing the domination from Denny Hamlin and Clinton Boyer, it was really cool to see Ryan Blaney get a win at Bristol. It's just, you know, it's just something really cool. It was just one of those races where I was like, you know what? I really want to make a custom for this. And I was hoping that we would get, you know, a cool win sometimes in the season so I could make one of these. And sure enough, Ryan Blaney somehow, someway gets it done. And it was really cool. It was really cool. And I think it came out great. Because this is exactly what I imagined. This is exactly what I wanted. And it took work. Like this is not something that happens overnight, folks. Just getting the window net is enough work, much less, you know, actually, you know, painting the interior of the car. See that little shine down there, just above the bottom part there, the metal. You can see a little bit of a shine there. That's actually the foot pedal. It is painted, as well as the shifter. If you can see in there, the little knob there, you can see that's painted. Of course, the dashboard's already painted, but for the most part, this car is detailed as much as I can. And what's crazy is that this was actually a NASCAR Authentics car. This car was not a Gold Series, but the chassis, after repainting it, it makes it look like it's a Gold Series. But absolutely, I'm super happy about this thing. Let me know what y'all think. Did I do a bad job? Did I do a good job? Let me know, because this piece took a lot of work, and I'm really curious to see what y'all's feedback is. I've been really wanting to make this video. I'm not gonna lie, I've been wanting to make this video a whole lot because this is one of my favorite diecasts in my collection. It's just something about it, man. It's just, I love it. I love it so much. Seeing Blaney win it and be able to call that race home, it was pretty cool. And it's just something about it, man. Something about it. And this was the actual car that I, was on the racetrack during the Irwin Tools 250. Like, this is the same identical diecast. It just looks entirely different than it did during the race. But this is the legit identical diecast. Like, I don't have another one of these. I didn't buy a spare one. I actually took the legit race car that I put in that race to actually do this. So this is it could not have been a more legit race win diecast, because this is all the parts, all the bells and whistles, everything from that car that raced in that race. So this is the most truest race win you can actually get. It actually raced, it won, and it got turned into a custom. So absolutely awesome. I love it so much, and I wonder what y'all think. So let me know in the comments below. What do y'all think about it? Anywho, that concludes this video. If you liked the video, please leave a like below. If you want to see more content, subscribe to Diecast Buffet. I promise you won't regret it. Thank y'all so much for watching. Hope you have a great one. And Diecast Buffet, signing off.